What's up guys, this is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at Infiniti in Clearwater. Miguel has given us this 2021 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 in the majestic white. MSRP starts at $55,750. The model I'm showing today, $63,521. This is powered by your 3.0 liter V6 twin turbo. 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, mounted to a 7-speed automatic transmission, 20 to 26 miles per gallon, 0 to 60 around 4.5 seconds, 0 to 100 10.3 seconds. This has your direct adaptive steering, dynamic digital suspension, updated carbon fiber, and your sports exhaust. We're going to go over all the specs and details starting now. Starting with the direct adaptive steering, this is around a $2,000 upgrade. This is your proactive pack, which also adds that radiant badging for your Infiniti in the middle. This is retuned, so it's like a 2.0. What it does is it's going to help with quicker steering and a smoother ride, which we'll go over more in the test drive. The Infiniti double wave hood really sets nice with the blacked out grille. I really do like the way the setup is on this vehicle. We also have the carbon fiber pack, which adds the carbon fiber to the side view mirrors, also adding some more aesthetics on the rear, which we'll go over. The front is just super aggressive. In this area here, it changes, so if you were to get like the Q60, it's going to be a little bit of a different design, but the way it sits, the structure of it, really looks nice. The height of this vehicle is around 56.8 inches. The width is around 71.1. So you do have a wide stance, the LED eye-inspired headlamps, which makes a nice little touch to the Q50. The Q50 we're showing has your dynamic digital suspension. What is this, you're asking? This is an innovative electronic suspension system that monitors the vehicle body roll, pinch, and the bounce rate. The shock absorbers control value, adjusting accordingly to ensure that the Q50 maintains a flat, controlled ride. Independent multi-link with coil springs and a shock absorber with a stabilizer bar. On the rear, electronic controlled shock absorbers provide high damping force at low frequency vibrations. What is that? That makes you have a flat ride. At low damping forces and at higher frequency vibration, that's going to give you a smooth ride. Staggered sports wheel. These wheels are pretty good size too. You got a P2 55/35 in the front, a P2 75/30 in the rear. The disc on this has your 4-piston brake calipers, 2-piston in the rear, reading at 14 and 13.8. I like the red that they put on it. It just makes a nice pop to the side profile as well. And when you look on the side, you'll also notice they deleted the chrome aesthetics across the window trims, which really gives a sport look to the vehicle. Adding the carbon fiber to the side mirror caps, leaving a touch of chrome on the door handles so you get a taste of the luxury. The length of this vehicle is at 189.6 inches with a wheelbase at 112.2. You don't have to settle anymore for a two-door car to get the power and performance. You could do it with the family sedan, 400 horsepower. LED taillights are set on this Q50 with the carbon fiber spoiler lip. I like, again, the blacked out Infiniti badging. I wish they did that for the Q50. The S, I think you should leave it as red because it just shows the sport heritage. This does have your sports exhaust and cool air intake. It's around a $1,206 upgrade, but you can see it gives a little bit more throaty exhaust. You got the diffuser in between with the black polish as well. Reverse sensors, 360-degree reverse camera, going inside to your cargo at 13.5 cubic feet. The back seats fold to a 60/40 fold. Let's hear how nice that exhaust sounds. The Q50 weighs around 3,855 pounds with the 5644 for your weight distribution. Infiniti has added 2 new colors to the palette. It's a slate gray and a grand blue. But I do think the white with the black and the carbon fiber really does set it apart. Let me know in the comments what you think about this Q50 Red Sport 400. As we go into the interior, go over the tech, take this for our test drive. Entering inside this Q50 Red Sport 400, you're gonna get 39.5 inches of headspace, 36.8 inches of leg space, which is pretty good for a sedan. It's gonna have sports seats, dual climate control settings, semi-aniline quilted leather appointed seats, 8-way power adjustments, lumbar support, torso, and manual thigh extensions for the front. So you get quite a bit of amenities for your front seats, more or less. Leather wrapped steering wheel. You got the contrast stitching throughout, and the red really does set a nice tone. I wish the color of the interior was actually red and the contrast stitching was black. A little bit more sporty derived. New updates for the carbon fiber inlays, and it does look really nice through the center here and also on the door panel. Getting the upgraded 16-speaker Bose system, which is a nice touch. Soft textures for the arm. I like the quilted look here on the door panel. Storage, so you can see, take the 16.9-ounce bottle. You might be able to fit 2 of them. In the center, you got 2 more cup holders. You got your driving mode, your rotary knob for your infotainment screen. And because this has navigation, it's going to have the LCD and a VGA, 8-inch upper, 7-inch lower. You got the pinch gesture. You can swipe. All those good things. Going inside here, you'll get a USB and a USB-C plus a 12-volt charger. A little bit of storage. You have a little storage here that you can fit, I don't know, maybe mints. It's pretty much what I keep in my car. You do have a 12-volt charger. The vehicle comes with a sunroof. Standard on the vehicle will have your Wi-Fi hotspot, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Bluetooth connectivity obviously will be in the vehicle as well. Let's check out the rear. The back seat, your headroom is at 36.8 inches, 35.1 inches. The seat and the position I would be sitting, someone that's my height, 6'3" or even 6'4", should have no problems. Your head will kind of graze against the headliner. You do have some cup holders here, some air vents, and that's really the gist of it. On the door panel, nothing. They don't give you any storage at all. I do like how they add the carbon fiber, and again, that quilted look. And the back seat sits really comfortable in the leather seats. It's just, there's not really a lot here. No USB ports, nothing at all. Let's see how I look in the center. Nobody that's 6 foot or higher can fit. I would say you need to be like 5'7" max, because I'm gonna move the camera so you can see my legs are literally like this. There's no way you can even fit 2 more occupants in this. So this is really a 4-seat sedan if you're over, I would say, 5.7 inches. What I mean by this is going to be a little bit tighter is there's no storage, there's no areas for cup holders in the back seat. So if you have younger kids, like 2 of them, it's not going to be difficult because you have cup holders here. Going over your tech, so start the car so you can see how it starts and looks. Pretty much all of your gauges are down through here, so your driving assist, these are all standard features in the vehicle. If you click over here, you can just kind of see everything that the vehicle has. You can always just click to the home if you want. You do have your dual climate control settings here. You just hit dual and they can just change it there. Climate controlled seats, which is actually a really nice touch. So when you look at it, it'll say high, it'll say mild, low, and off. So it isn't necessarily heated or ventilated. It's literally climate controlled seats. So that is a pretty nice little touch. Going into the gauge cluster, it is the same analog gauge cluster as we've seen in all of the Q50s or Q60s. You do have all the safety features that you could turn on and off, and you do have your turn-by-turn navigation that you can do inside the gauge cluster. Taking this Q50 Red Sport 400 out, and we're just going to make sure that we're in Sport Plus. You do have different settings that's called Infiniti Driver Mode Select, and with that you'll have your personal, your Sport Plus, your Sport, Standard, Eco, Snow. I would suggest that you probably play with it so that way you can actually feel the power of the 400 horsepower and the 350 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in the vehicle is pretty good at around 4.5 seconds. I do like that they give you the paddle shifters. I just wish they were like a brush aluminum. but it is what it is. So we're gonna see how it does, and we're also gonna check that turning. So here we go, guys. Oh yeah, it shifts really nice. It's really precise too at the way it's driving in the sense of the suspension. And this is a more dynamic suspension inside this vehicle, and also the steering, so it's going to take away a lot of the feel in the car. It's not going to feel as heavy, it's going to be a little bit more light, but you still have the agile feel to the car. The weight distribution isn't necessarily too bad, not a perfect 50-50, but it does hold itself well on the road. A nice touch about this particular vehicle is, you know, you're wanting to get a family sedan, but you're also wanting to have some power. So this is definitely, you know, knock out everything in one for all the checks. And to show you what I mean, we're gonna throw it down a couple gears, give it some throttle. It's just lovely. And this is a twin turbo engine, V6. So you're getting the power that you need derived underneath the pedal. When you look in the rear view mirror, people become dots relatively quick. And the best part about it is you do have a sufficient amount of room in the car. It does lack on maybe some storage compartments and whatnot of that. But if you drive the car on a normal everyday basis and you just kind of put it into standard mode, you're not going to really hear the exhaust note, which, you know, I like the exhaust note myself, but some people may not like it. So it becomes a little bit more quiet in the vehicle. Dual pane windows and the sound dampening in the system that they have. You know, you have an active noise cancellation, and you do hear the exhaust note here and there. It's because it gives you that youthful touch in the vehicle, and even the exterior appearance in the car just really sets apart. The proportions of the line are just really nice. The steering response in the vehicle, I would say, I mean, if you're wanting to have a vehicle that's easy to drive, easy to maneuver, it's not heavy, this is definitely the one. When you turn it just a little bit, the vehicle will turn. Blind spots, you don't really have to worry about too much on that. You can see through all the windows easy. It does have the blind spot detection as well, so that helps. And also you have the sensor functionality across the whole vehicle. So that also helps because of the fact that it just makes it more safe. A little bit more, I hate to say, but dummy proof. You can't really enjoy the ride without all the sensor structures in the vehicle, which me personally, I like the safety features, don't get me wrong. It's just, it takes the person away from the driving, and then it just gives them the opportunity to use their cell phone more, or just to not pay attention to the road. Do the wheels on the vehicle make the car uncomfortable? Not really. The suspension holds itself really good. The brakes, they grab themselves really nice, so that also helps, because if you're kind of weaving in and out of things, you can do that in the car. Just don't go crazy in the corners, because you can just slide off. It really does work well. The 4 pistons in the front, 2 in the rear, that gives a nice little clamp to it. To give it a little bit of go here, just so you can hear that exhaust note. It's just a very lovely, it's a clean V6 twin turbo engine. We're gonna take this back to Infiniti in Clearwater, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. This does have trajectory, and it does have the front and rear sensors as well, so that's also good. You can do different camera views, which is also a nice touch. So you can see the side, you can see just the rear, you can go to basically the full 360-degree camera. It also helps because you can see how long the car is when you're backing up. I'd like to thank Miguel here at Infiniti of Clearwater for giving us this 2021 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button. Check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.